And in this we will be dealing with lot of changes that is taking place in our day-to-day.
Changes can occur at any time and is a continuous process. A change may take place in the position of a substance, color, shape, size of a substance, or the state of its matter or internal structure of any substance. Causes of change. Changes can be caused by mixing and stirring of substance. For example, dissolution of sugar in water. As we can see that if you dissolve water, if we dissolve sugar in water, there is a change in the taste of the water. Similarly, a changes can be caused by applying force to it. Examples are kneading of a flour, stretching of a spring or a rubber band, hammering of metal into sheets. So these are the certain causes of change.
You can also see that some changes are caused by heating. Some substances get hot on heating. For example, if we pour a hot tea in a cup, that cup will be heated. Some examples we see that in which we see that certain substances burn on heating. For example, if you heat a paper, it will burn. Then there are certain substances which undergo changes in its state. For example, ice is in a solid state of water. When you apply temperature to it, when you heat it, it will change into a liquid state of water, that is the water. And if you again heat it, it will change into the vapor state. So it may also change in the state of matter. Then some substances undergo change in the size. This is called expansion. For example, if you heat a metal, it will expand on heating. And if you decrease the temperature of a metal, it will contract. Now, there are various types of changes that we will discuss in detail, that is slow change and fast change, desirable and undesirable change, man-made and natural change, reversible, irreversible change, physical and chemical change, and exothermic and endothermic change. First, that is slow change and fast change. As the name indicates, the slow change which take place longer duration of time, and in fast change the change which occur in short duration of time. Some example of slow changes like curdling of milk, changes of season, rusting of iron, and growth of plant. Fast changes like lightning of matchstick, burning of an inflated balloon, burning of paper, stretching of rubber band. These are some fast changes. Now, there are certain changes which are desirable, that is useful, and certain changes which are undesirable, that is not so useful. Now, desirable changes, for example, ripening of fruits, curdling of milk, growth of trees, and cooking of food. These are all changes which are required and they are useful. Whereas there are certain changes which are undesirable and they are harmful rather than being useful. For example, if your glass tumbler break, this is also a change and it is an undesirable change, the change that you do not require. Then there is spoiling of food. This is also undesirable change. A food getting spoiled, you don't want your food to get spoiled. So it is an undesirable change and also harmful change. Earthquake, another example of natural undesirable change, but it occurs, but this is not useful change. And rusting of iron is another example of undesirable change where iron loses its property because of rusting. So this is again a harmful process. There are certain changes which are man-made and there are certain changes which are naturally occurring. Man-made changes are brought about and controlled by man and are called man-made changes, whereas natural changes, these are the changes which occur in nature on their own and we have no control over natural changes. Now, some examples of man-made change are burning of wood or fuels, artificially ripening of fruits and vegetables, water pollution and deforestation. As we know that when the water changes its normal color and smell, it becomes polluted water, and this is man-made change and it doesn't happen naturally. Deforestation means large scale cutting of trees. So if you cut trees in large scale, then it is deforestation and that change is a man-made change, not a natural change. Now there are certain examples of natural change. For example, changes of season. This is occurring naturally. We don't have any control on it. Growth of living beings. Again, this is a natural change. It is not under human control. Then blooming of flowers, natural change. Changes of day and night is a natural change. Then there is changes like reversible and irreversible change. A change is said to be reversible if a substance can be brought back to its original form by applying some condition. For example, if we talk about water cycle, we know water can change into vapor and vapor can change back to water by increasing and decreasing the temperature. Folding of paper, you can fold the paper, at the same time you can unfold the paper, so it is a reversible change. Dissolution of sugar in water, you can dissolve sugar in water and then you can get back sugar by the process of crystallization, so it is a reversible change. Melting of ice is again reversible change because you melt ice by increasing the temperature. Ice changes into water, you can again get back the ice by decreasing the temperature, by freezing it. So it is reversible change. But there are certain changes which do not reverse back. That is, you cannot get back the original substance. For example, cooking of food. The food which is cooked, you cannot get raw food again. Curdling of milk. Milk, that is curd. Curd is formed from the milk, but you cannot get back milk from curd. Spoilage of food. The food which is spoiled, you cannot get back the proper food again. And aging, that is, once you grow old, you cannot get back your childhood. So these are irreversible changes. Then there are physical and chemical change. Now, changes in which one physical property like shape, size, state, substance get changed, it is a physical change. But if the change occur in the chemical properties of the substance, then it is called chemical change. Physical change is a temporary change, whereas chemical change is a permanent change. In physical change, generally no new substance is formed. For example, if you break the pencil, we get two parts of the pencil and but the pencil is pencil only. There is no new substance which is formed. It is only the decrease in the size. It is generally reversible. Then example is breaking of wooden stick, melting of butter, tearing of paper, stretching of rubber band. These are all physical change. Then in chemical change, one or more new substances formed. For example, if you burn something, carbon dioxide and water is formed. Two new substances formed and it is generally irreversible. So example is burning of coal, paper. When you burn a coal, you will get carbon dioxide, smoke and water vapor, but you cannot get back all the coal back from all these things. So rusting of iron, if iron get rusted, you cannot get back original iron. So this is again a chemical change because the chemical property of the substance is changed and new substance is formed. Similarly is burning of candle. When you burn a candle, the candle is burned and now you cannot get back the candle. But in this I will tell you, like if we talk about only melting of wax, it is a physical change, but burning of candle is a chemical change. Ripening of fruits means if the fruits become ripened, then you cannot get back the raw fruits again. So it is a chemical change. Exothermic and endothermic change. Now, the change in which heat is produced is called exothermic change, whereas the change in which heat is absorbed, it is called endothermic change. Now, you just take an example. When you burn something, what happens? When you burn something, heat is produced. So, burning of anything is a exothermic change, whereas when you evaporate water, what happens? Water will evaporate only when it will take energy. So, it is an example of an endothermic change. Okay. So, expansion and contraction of metal due to heating. This is one of the important change that is occurring, and this is a very desirable and useful change, and it could be applied to various places. Now, what is expansion? It means that increase in size. As the average energy, that is the temperature of the particle, increases, the space between the particles of the substance also increase, and as a result the matter which we are talking about will expand. Whereas in contraction, what happens? average energy, that is the temperature of the particle, decreases. Therefore, the space between the particle also decreases, and the matter in solid or a liquid or gaseous state is said to be in contracted phase. So they contract. As you can see here, the two diagrams, hot and cold, the particles are very close to each other in cold condition, that is in contracted stage, and in hot, again there is a space in between the particles increases, and they are called expanded form. This is called expansion. Expansion and contraction of metals forms applications. Like for example, in digging tools, iron tool has a ring in which wooden handle is fixed. The size of the ring is slightly smaller than the handle. So under normal condition it will not fix to the wooden handle. So rim is heated. When it is heated it expands and fixed to the wooden handle. And then when cooled they are tightly fixed as metal contracts on cooling. So they are used in manufacturing these tools.
Other application of expansion and contraction include fitting an iron metal rim to the wooden wheel. So wooden wheel is